Next. Hi, Faye. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how are
Hello.
you?
Sorry. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
heard your voice last Tuesday is yeah, it's better now.
Getting better. I still have, it's not 100%, but I think I'm able to begin my activities and talking to people and all that.
That's
Starting,
good.
but I had to take myself off all the calls for last 2 weeks,
Yeah,
which is
I
a
know.
big deal for me. But it gave me some time to work on the business and look into quite a few things in the back end.
That's good.
So that's good. Okay, so let's talk about. I think
Yes.
let's talk about
Yeah,
this.
it's a long one.
No, no. So okay, so just give me a quick background. So this is like a person you already met, right?
Yeah, I met through LinkedIn. We
And you had a
started.
phone call, right?
We had a phone call twice already. Yeah.
Okay,
He's quite far from here, as
right.
I mentioned.
Yes,
When I connected with him, his address was Calgary, but then he told me he moved to Kootenay. Anyway,
right,
so his British national work permit, but then he's waiting for his what they call this his permanent residence visa, so he could enter into entitled for insurance and everything that we have here. Um, and then he has some money, and he said he wanted to have some passive income. And so what I did was to send him this scorecard. That scorecard was very, very good, actually. I mean, he did it, and so I saw exactly what he wants, where he is right now,
hmm,
and he's open to discussing what his options are. He has indicated what his retirement plans are, what his goals are for
hmm,
his retirement. His he has a partner, and towards the after several meetings, I broached out the idea that why don't we bring in your partner too? Because when he sent me the scorecard, he only gave me his own information, and he
right,
agreed. And that's what I'm waiting now. um she had an exam the other week, so I didn't bother her. And then I just followed it up last Monday, and he said he gave her the scorecard, and she's doing it now. So I'm just waiting for that. And our plan is, both of us agreed that after this, I will go down to Kootenay to discuss in greater detail what the options are, or how we could move forward with his plans. But then something is bothering me. He said something, but yeah, I mean, he's not sure if I will be his advisor. I just understand why. He told me early before that they had consulted because his partner is working with Sun Life, that they have consulted one person there, but I mean, they didn't get anything from that person in terms of concrete plans or ideas. So probably the person is just an insurance because broker or something, or a staff. So, and we moved on, and we continued what we call is communicating, exchanging notes. So yeah, um, that's where we are. So my plan is, because the weather is improving here, then I could drive down to Kootenay. It's 7 hours in the middle of the mountains, by the way. So that's why we did not move to that option in February, because it was really a harsh winter here, and he didn't want the idea of us meeting to discuss in greater detail, although he agreed that we will do that eventually when the weather improves. So I'm prepared for that, and I have lined up several options for him, like TFSA, segregated funds, and of course. But he doesn't believe in insurance. That was what he said. So my challenge is how to convince him, because even investments, there are investments options that are uh, insured, and that's the better option for most people. So I don't know, how do I do that?
okay. So and how much money he has?
Well, he only has $80,000. That's his pension, I think. And but between the two of them, they had $160,000. And looking at his income when he was working, well, he's at the moment he's not working. I think he's thinking of going into business, and he's young. He's only 31 years old. So
Oh, 31. Okay.
and I really
Nice
wanted
question.
to help him because if he starts now, he wants to retire at the age of 55, and I have run down the numbers, and
Hmm.
he could do that at a very what they call this small amount, affordable. That's what I'm saying. So I really
Insurance, right?
wanted to help him. Yeah,
The insure plan, right?
yeah, insurance, the insured retirement plan.
Right, 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 right.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Now, the you mentioned about the partner and this whole thing came, why don't you bring your partner in the mix and all that? Like, what was the reason for that? Like, why could you not just continue talking to him and put something in front of him? Like, is the partner involved in decision making? Like, what's the story there?
Well, it's because they want to buy a house. That's what he said.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with investing with you, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, you're right. I was just, what was I thinking during that
so let
time?
me let me tell you the reason I'm asking this question is very simple.
Mm.
So what we want to do is we want to keep things simple
Okay,
and
yeah.
to go fast, and you want to only add things when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Okay,
you should try to, and you never want to add human being in the mix. If you want to add
okay. Mm-hmm.
products, if you want to add other things, that's okay. That's not too bad because they don't have brains. But
Mm-hmm.
a human body with a brain is a very dangerous thing to add,
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
right?
got your
Unless
point.
you need to, like, unless if the guy says, well, I don't I don't do anything without talking to my partner or girlfriend or whatever, then you have to add them because otherwise nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
But if that is not the case, we want to focus and we want to get something going. It could be small, because even with a small thing, the relationship starts as a client.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. So one of our top client in the program, May, as you may have heard, when she was working on this big client, and her first deal was a $1.7 million,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a call like this when she would come before the meeting, and the guy was open to moving all the money, and he had kind of agreed to and all that. But then I think there was like a week or so in between where he was not responding. Things were this, that, and obviously he had 1.7 million in multiple different places, like 3 or 4 accounts
Mm-hmm.
and all that, right? Obviously, that's that big money. So again, the same thing I told May was like, okay, what is the smallest account and the simplest account? And then she knew it obviously because she had all the information. And I said, okay, so why don't you just call him and don't talk about anything else? Just focus on that one damn account and get it open. And that's what she did. I think she started with like 200-300K or something. It was a small account, simple account, easy to move without complexity.
Mm-hmm.
And that allowed him to just open one account and become a client. And then very next day she kept on working. Because if you give somebody to do 4 things, the
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing is going to wait till everything seems to be moving forward, right?
Yeah, yes, you're
So
right.
so you want to think logically from that standpoint, because yes, you want to bring the wife's 80K as well, or the partner's 80K in this case. But what is important right now is to get a relationship with this person going as a client. That could happen with a $20,000 account. It could happen with one policy. And because they're partners, they're not married anyways. Like, it's fine. It's not like they're married with kids and all that, right? And they're young. Who knows? This partner will not be there today. So right, that's at that age. Who knows, right? So a lot can happen. So in general, going forward, you want to try to. I mean, again, the main thing here to do, and also like the other thing is like, I don't know where this discussion came about you traveling and meeting him in person. Did he bring it up?
No, I brought it up.
Why?
Yeah, the reason for that is, I have to present to him the plans that I have, show him the figures.
But you can
Um,
show it to him on the phone. Like I can show you everything right now on this call. Um, and again, let me clarify there as well. Just because you know we want to go meet people, it's not that you don't want to meet them. But I think, in my understanding, the way you are telling me, you're still quite early stage or mid stage of the deal, and we don't even know if there is a deal on the table.
yeah.
And with that not being known, unless the guy was like half an hour drive, no big deal. But a
Mm-hmm.
7 hour drive is a long drive to go after a no deal.
Okay. Yeah,
So
agree.
the better thing to do right now, and again, like, honestly, meeting in person only makes things worse than better.
Oh,
So
okay.
because they get to see you, and they, oh, this lady is like a, oh, he's a British guy, and now, oh, she's a Filipino, and he's this and that.
Yeah,
Who
that's what I
knows?
thought.
All kind of crap will go in their head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
And the
know.
main
I
thing
know.
will go out of the topic, right? Main thing is like the guy wants to retire early. The guy has plans to start his business. The guy has some money sitting not growing,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy perhaps is not insured.
He's
And
not. He
these are
said.
the important point.
Mm-hmm.
And we can continue the enlightenment and education and awareness and urgency
Mm-hmm.
without being in front. In fact, we cannot do it in front, unfortunately,
Okay.
because for example, like if the guy is a 31 and says, I hate insurance,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. We want to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can ask by asking question on the phone. You don't need to meet. And then
Mm-hmm.
you want to see if he's even open to learn, and then maybe sending him some information and materials with like an email, PDF, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is going to open his mind, saying, oh shit, in fact, I just ordered a book, and it's sitting in my desk right now. It just says, live your life insurance. And I'm just reading all this thing because I'm personally, like, I have a complex financial plan, and I'm always learning, right? And this book grabbed my attention because it talks about, for Canadian people, it says live your insurance, life insurance. So it basically says that, what are the strategies to actually, you know, not just keep paying for insurance and only get it when you die. How can you benefit it when you live it? I haven't read the book, but I think insurance is very misunderstood product, right?
Yeah, because the traditional one
Correct.
really is, it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. Insurance is very misunderstood,
Mm-hmm.
specifically when it comes to retirement insurance. There's a lot more progress that has happened. There's product
Mm-hmm.
innovation, and the guy doesn't know anything about it, and that's not his fault. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
educated him. That's not his fault. So my understanding at this point would be, you can very quickly educate the person, explain to him, show him, because he can very quickly come back around and say, you know what, shit, I need to buy something. I agree. Like, I did not realize that this is what insurance meant.
Yeah.
So I would really try to understand the root of it, because if you ask him, he might tell you a story why he hates insurance. And when somebody says that, you want to just ask us a simple question saying, hey, John, so, okay, I totally understand that you hate insurance. So just out of curiosity, could you please tell me, why is that the case? Why do you hate insurance? Simple question. He will talk. He will tell you everything.
Yeah, he
He will
said
tell
he's a
you.
scum. Probably he was scum already.
He was what?
A scum.
What do you mean?
It's a scum, like,
It's a scam. Okay, sorry. Well, okay, ask him more. That doesn't tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Scam is fine. Like, no, okay, fine. Why do you think so? Then he'll tell, well, it's because, my dad had an insurance policy, but when he died, we didn't get paid. He
Probably,
paid
yeah.
money all. So that is what we want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
This is scam. I don't feel good. No, that is just people talking.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give you information to work on the deal. So you have to acknowledge it and say, okay, I understand. Okay, fair enough. It's a scam. Understood. Why do you think so? Can you tell me specifically what happened? Because then something must have happened for you to come to this conclusion. What is that, John? And then he will tell you.
Yeah.
And that you need to understand, because there is something people have, and he might have this false thing. Somebody might have bought a wrong family, insurance policy in their family. There might have been a bad insurance agent, whatever the case is. But that is not a reason for the guy to not be insured. And it is your job and your duty, if you will, to get him out of that thinking. And you can't unless you go down the rabbit hole as to where the hell this thinking started. This is very psychological, by the way, and it's important, right? Because we don't come up with ideas on vacuum, right? Humans don't do that. There's always something behind this. There is always a story behind people's thinking. And sometimes there is none, right? He might say, well, I don't know. I never bought insurance. My friend never bought insurance. So then it's an easy thing to solve.
Why?
Right? So, yeah, so in my view, like, I think you want to, now again, like this whole thing about bringing a partner, and now the partner is doing a scorecard, and who knows who the partner is and where she lives and how long she's going to take. It's just delay the process.
Okay.
In my view, like, you want to really, and again, the other thing which you also want to do is, and I'm starting to see this with few people, and this is a very common mistakes I think I see advisors are making because of this, again, what you've been taught by your companies, which is holistic plan, look at the whole thing and everything. Like I make you do the scorecard in the program so that you can see the big picture, right? And it's also actually great value for the people receiving it, right? Because they don't really have a big picture anyway, so it's good for them. But you want to then focus on a quick win kind of an approach. You don't want to get into this habit of doing the big ass planning, holistic planning, put insurance, investments, kids, wife, everybody, because then you will close the deal after 12 months. So you want to grab on the most painful thing. So you want to understand the guy wants to start a business, okay? The guy doesn't have insurance, okay? And the guy has some money. Where is the money sitting? 80K.
No.
No, but where is it sitting? Has he invested the money, or where is the money? Is it
No,
in the
it's
retirement
just
account?
in the bank. It's just in a
Okay, so guy has a cash sitting in the bank, not growing. He is looking to start a business, which is very, very risky. And the guy doesn't have insurance.
Yes.
And okay, so we already see like big opportunities everywhere, right? And now what you want to do is you really want to find out what is his pressing issue and problem. And then we want to see what can we solve for the person to make some progress. And then just latch onto that opportunity and just work with him or her and just solution the deal and say, okay, you know what, I think, yeah, you're starting a business. It's a bad idea to not have insurance or income protections or whatever, because, you might not have this and this and that. We just need to understand, right, what the thing is. And then identify an opportunity that the person is showing some interest. Because, you can tell him, hey, it's so easy working right now. Does he have a job?
No, he's on leave right now.
Okay, so he's on leave and he wants to go and just start a business. So yeah, and again, I went through this journey as well. When I started my business, it can take a very long time. You can run out of all your savings. So, you can just literally ask him, but I think he's keeping 80K in the bank because he knows that when he starts a business, he's going to need some savings. And
Correct.
if that is the thinking, then he's not going to give you the 80K to invest. Period. End of story. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that, right? Because you can't change his business plan, right? If he wants to start a business, he would. And if he believes that he need to have savings, which ideally he has too, then you can see that while he has the money, investment is not an opportunity that is most likely right now. That doesn't mean that he won't, but you want to put that in perspective, right? The second thing would be insurance. Insurance, obviously there's no excuse to not buying insurance, right? It's just lack of education. So I think you and I both know that insurance, the guy has concern about insurance. So we need to just only work on insurance, educate him, tell him that, in fact, when he starts a business, insurance could help him. He can get some income replacement. He can get, some tax benefit. And you really want to paint a picture now. So now the opportunity that I see, and again, you are the one talking to him, I'm not, but what I think right now is the major opportunity for you is his personal or business insurance or retirement insurance type, the insured retirement plan that you said. You want to show him that why doing that now is the best time to do. And educating him on the long-term benefit of it and showing him that this is a faster path to 55 years or even 50, and
Yeah.
tell him that this is the solution that will get you there faster. Because look, 80K you can invest in the market, but it's not going to move the needle in somebody's retirement. It's too small a money right now, right? So,
Yeah.
so I think the only opportunity right now that is the best for his problem is a good insurance policy, which works for you because you can make some, obviously you can close a deal, get a client, and once he become your client, obviously you can get his money, the business income he gets in future, his partners, and you can build a long-term relationship with the person for sure. But right
Yeah.
now, I think the focus on insurance and understanding his constraints, and all you want to just make sure that, hey John, so I understand you hate insurance, but would you be open to learn about it? Can I show you something? Would you be, and if you ask him, would you be open to learn, he would say yes, especially when he's talking to you on the phone, right? When he has some trust in you. Now it looks like, you guys are getting along well. He's much more warmer now, right? He's no more cold. I'm sure you guys had multiple calls, so there's some trust. And you guys talked about meeting as well, which is good, because why would you meet somebody that you don't like or trust, right?
Yeah.
So when that is the case, you can easily educate. And again, you can come back to this call and help me put something together, what you can share with him. That's fine. We can work on that. All you have to say, John, let's have a call next week. I'm going to send you some information before the call, and let me show you what this can do for you. Would you be open for that? And he will say yes. And just give a week, book a meeting a week after, and then let's work on like 2-slide presentation that you can do on the phone to really show him the light at the end of the tunnel and open up a new world for him, because the guy is completely lost.
Yeah, he is.
Right? So you want
He
to
wants to
educate him.
invest, actually.
No, investment is fine. So you can, if you want to invest, then just tell him, hey, let's open the account. You wouldn't know
No,
if he wants to invest.
actually, yeah, yes,
Right?
right.
Again, if he has told you that I want to invest, then only talk about investment. Forget the insurance then at this point. Pick one thing and make sure that you and him are making progress towards closure.
Okay.
And the closure could be, great, Faye, I really liked everything. I saw what you presented, but at this stage, I don't want to do that. And that's okay, because now he's decided not to do it. And a no is a very good decision in any business. And then you can go to the second one, saying insurance. Okay, so you don't want to do investment? Totally understand. Let's talk about insurance. Now is a good time to talk about the second opportunity. But you don't want to walk with everything together. It's too heavy, and you'll be working on the wrong one.
Yeah.
Because you just, so I think, again, sales is really very, you got to really think all this thing properly. And again, you learn like this, right? This is the best way to learn.
Yeah, I know. This is a great learning experience. And fortunately, I was reading this book, which I found in one of those, what do you call this, lessons that you have. And that's where I
Gap
found
selling?
what you're telling me now. No, I have that book. That's my second one. Objections.
Objection. It's a great book.
That was great.
It's a great book.
What you're telling me now, I just read it last night.
Yeah. And I think objection talks about objection handling, but I think what I'm telling right now is, it's not really covered in any of the book necessarily, but it just through experience and through obviously my own sales, it's just better to keep things focused and simple, because
Actually, what you're saying is exactly what I read.
Oh, you did? Okay, perfect. So that could be the case.
Yeah, and I feel like oh my god. And to be honest, I'm just learning this. I'm on selling 101.
Yeah, which is perfect, and that's fine. I mean, and I think you'll become very fast good salesperson, because this is the best way to learn, right? When you have a real situation, you come back, and everybody needs sales training, like including me, right? I'm training myself. One of my main things this year is to work a lot on my sales. So I'm actually reading a lot more books this year on sales, because you can never learn enough sales, right? But over the years, I have mastered a lot of things that I'm teaching you in the program as well, that you guys can fast track. You don't have to go through the pains that I went through. And I think, this one, like, adding people in the deal, bad idea. Adding time in the deal, bad idea. Trying to sell everything at the same time, bad idea. It's like, it's a marathon, right? It's not like a sprint. So, start your journey with the client, because once somebody opens an account, they become client. And now you can very easily sell them everything forever. But opening the door and opening the account should be the focus. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the best way to do, best way to sell. And I think you should just kind of focus on that. So I would go back before, to be honest, you travel. I wouldn't really go any of that. I would just, somehow talk to him and then get him back on the phone call and talk
Yeah,
about.
I'll write to him today actually because it's only last Monday or Tuesday that we talked. So I'll write to him and set a meeting for next week, and I'll do exactly as what you said. It's a
Yeah,
very good idea. Honestly, I'm not really um, sold on really going there. I just thought it's
yeah. I
something
think
to
it's,
do.
yeah. If we had, yeah, I think it's not worth meeting anybody because it's just not
Mm,
worth for you or him.
yeah, but yeah,
And it doesn't do anything right now. Right now, there's just so
correct.
many open questions to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I
I
would just focus on educating him, and because once the guy is ready, he would pull the trigger. He would not need to meet you in person, guaranteed.